So one Sunday afternoon, some people raised some money from local merchants. During the week, we passed out leaflets asking people not to park here, and they didn't park here. We went out and we bought some sod, some grass, and we came in and we began to clean it up and plant grass there, people's grass, not this ruling class grass. And the first couple weekends, there were only a few hundred people who worked, but after that, it just caught. It was really magical. And by the third or fourth weekend, there were a couple thousand people on Sundays, and always 10 or 15 people actually here in the park working. Every conceivable kind of American from this area came and worked in the park. And it caught on because it was a very special experience for an American. It was a time when you were working and you actually believed in what you were doing, you know.
Chancellor of the University of California at Berkeley, Roger Hines, assured the community that he would not move against the park in the middle of the night.
Is the east side, the westerly curve of Bowditch, the southerly curve of...
If we ever win this thing, it is because we are making it more costly for the university to put up its fence than it is for them to take down their fence. What we have to do then is maximize the cost for them, minimize the cost to us. So what that means is people be careful. Don't let those pigs beat the shit out of you. Don't let yourself get arrested on felony. Go down there and take the park.
The scene was not unfamiliar. Watts, Detroit, Wilmington, Newark, hundreds of other communities. Except for one difference. This one was white. The rulers of this country have never shirked from using the military when their control is challenged. It was used extensively during the hard labor struggles of the 30s, and in the past few years in the black community, since it is the blacks, feeling their oppression most intensely, who consistently strike back. Black communities are like company towns, run almost solely by outside interests. The power of the Board of Regents ranges far beyond agribusiness. Edward Carter's directorships, other than Del Monte, include AT&T, Pacific Mutual Life Insurance, Southern California Edison, Stanford Research Institute. Morton Simon owns McCall's, Reader's Digest, and Canada Dry. Edwin Pauley is a director of Western Airlines and chairman of Pauley Petroleum, which continues to destroy Santa Barbara channels and tidelands. His holdings in Mexico are extensive. Pauley Pan American Petroleum holds 3 contracts with Petroleos Mexicanos, an organ of the Mexican government. This is what private property is in America. Control for the few, debt for the many. On Memorial Day, after 20 days of fighting, 50,000 people marched in Berkeley in support of the park. It was the largest march that Berkeley had ever seen, and because of its nonviolent nature, was thought by many to be a success. But the march had originally been called to tear down the fence. Instead, it was like a funeral procession passing by for one last look at the body. People pinned flowers on the same police who were willing to kill to protect corporate property. Militancy and an understanding of the past 20 days had left the movement. And when the march was over, so was the fight for the land. A fight for a park, or a traffic light, or a hot breakfast for children can seem small and insignificant. It is for the wealthy people in the Berkeley Hills who were given $42,000 by the city council for a park 4 blocks from a state park. But when oppressed people fight for even these things, the basic contradiction of ruler versus ruled is revealed. The fight for the park is important, not only because it is needed, but because the community reclaimed the land the university stole from it. We know who owns the land and its wealth, and to what ends they will go to keep it. The same month that James Rector was killed, but all over the world, people are coming together for strength and defense. People's parks have been built in New York, Chicago, and Madison. Campus after campus closes down. There have been more wildcat strikes in the past few years than in the last 20. The United Black Brothers in New Jersey, the League of Revolutionary Black Workers in Detroit, and Black Panther caucuses in locals all over the country are organizing, fighting, and growing. And more young white workers are walking out with them. Militant white caucuses have formed at United Auto Workers. We're rising up together, and we're rising up angry.